Hello everybody, this is Jonathan and I hope that you guys had a fantastic week. Anyway, in this video I'm going to be showing you guys basically the basics of SQL. SQL is basically a programming language that is used for databases. So that means you can make databases with SQL. This includes making tables, linking tables together, and overall just being able to store information that your company needs or for your personal use. Okay, let's get started right now. So as you guys can see, if you are using Linux, run this command sudo mysql-u root and then -p. Make sure we add sudo in, otherwise it won't let you in. Press onto the enter key. Now type down your password. Okay, I got it wrong. I will do it again. Great. I'll retype my password. Amazing. So now guys have been able to connect to the SQL server. Now you guys may notice that it says here MariaDB none. So what you guys want you to do is do this. Is to create a new database. In order to do so, follow this command. So do create database. And now we can call it to whatever we want to call it. So for example, I can call it book. Shop. Add a semicolon in to end the command. Press onto the enter key, and now you guys should have the database saved onto the computer. In order to actually see if it's actually been saved to the computer, just do the show command, and now do show databases. And that should display all of the databases that we got on this system. If it's the first time use, we're going to only see one database, but I have like 6 over here because I did loads of practice with it. Okay, so in order to use the database that you guys want to be able to use, it's very simple. Just type down the use command, and I'll type down what database you want to use. So for my case, I want to use the bookshop database. Press onto the enter key to continue, and now as you guys can see, I was able to change to another database. Now what I want to do is to be able to create a table. Now this table will store all of the information about the author, and with that I will create a simple table about books. Then I'm going to insert some data into these tables, and I'll show you guys how to be able to update data and how to delete data. So it's going to be a very simple video on basically allowing you to learn how to create tables, how to insert data to tables, how to update some of the information, and how to delete information. Okay, let's get started right now with creating the table. So what you guys need to do is to create table, and now you can call it whatever name you want to call it. So in my case, I'm going to call it authors. Now I'm going to press on the enter key, and this will continue with the command until we press on the select column. This just to make it look nice, as you guys can see. So now we can call it the author ID. Now we can give it a data type, so this one will be int, and now I can do auto incrementation, so that way it will go up automatically. Increment. I think I wrote that one right. Press onto the comma key. Now put down the name. So what is the name of the author? So now we'll do varchar, which will allow it to be a character. Now we can also give the limit of how many characters we want it to be. So for example, if it's set to be 100, then it can only go up to 100. If it goes over 100 characters, then it's going to display an error. This is to keep the storage space small and to allow people to actually put down the real length of the actual name. Because I don't know anyone's name that is over 100. Okay, once that is done, press on the comma key. Now put down the nationality. So what is the nationality? It could be Russian, it could be Ukrainian, it could be American, it could be British, basically any nationality. So I'm just going to call this one nationality. Varchar. Give it 50. And I'll press onto the comma key. Press onto the enter key. Now I can call this one birth year. and now we can call this one as a year as the data type, as you guys can see. Year is supported. So B year is year, basically like 1964, it could be 2003, or it could be 2023 or 2024. So basically for year. And now we guys can set up the primary key. So the primary key will be the author ID. The author ID. And I'm going to end it by doing this. Query OK, 0 rows affected. So we were able to create a new table for authors. Okay, so now let's create a new data table for books. Now in order to do this, what the guys need to do is do this command, do create table, and now we can call it books. Now I want to add the book ID, so it's going to be the same one as we did previously. So book ID, int, and now we can call this one auto increment. Give this one a title. So what is the title of the book? Give this one varchar, and we can give it 100. And now we can put down the author ID, so that we'll be able to link up the author ID from the authors table to the books. So that way it can be, so that way the books that the others made will be linked up to the other's name. So yeah, we have two different data for the author, and we've got another data about the books. So this is just to keep it nice and tidy. Now we can have the author's ID, which I said I will add. So hopefully I wrote this one right. Authors. No, this one is author. So change this one back to author ID, int. And this one can have a comma. That seems correct. And now I want to do the publication year. So pub publication year. And this one has to be for year data type. Okay, that's not the comma key. Now we can do the price. So what is the price of the book? Now we can set up a decimal for it, like so. Yep, and now we can do this one as 10/2. So this will just be a decimal data type. And this is just the 10 is basically for limit, 10 characters, and 2 is the 2 characters, so we can only have like 10 numbers at the front and 2 numbers at the bottom. That's onto the comma key, and now we can set up the primary key and the foreign key. So the primary key will be the book ID. I need to add in the key as well. With the book ID, that's on the that's comma. Now that's on the enter key. Now we're going to set up the foreign key. So we're going to be linking the author ID to the author ID that is in the author's table. So foreign key, we're going to set up the author ID. Now we're going to link it to the reference. Hopefully I do write this one right. R-E-F-E-R reference. Yeah, that seems right. Now I do for author ID, authors. So we're going to be linking up from this table to this table. So that one will be from authors, and we want to link up to authors, the author ID. We don't want to do authors. Now do this, and I'll do this, and now that should allow you to create a new table. So if it says query OK, that means you have no errors, and that means it's working fine. So that's a good thing. If it shows up any errors, then that might mean that we did something wrong. But now what I will do is now I'm going to be able to insert some data into the database. I'm going to be doing 3 of them, and most of them will be completely random because I don't know who they are. They're just going to be completely random names with a random nationality and a random year. So yeah, let's get started right now with the actual inputting data into the actual table. Okay, insert into authors. Now, what data do we want to insert? We want to insert the name, the nationality, and the birth year. The author ID will be completely set already for us. So that means we don't need to worry about the author ID, as it will be already set for us. So basically, if we have first data, that would be 1. If we have a second data, that would be 2, and so on and so on and so on. So it goes down it like that with numbers. The more data we have, the lower the higher the number is. Okay. So we want the name. We want the nationality, and we want the birth year. Make sure that it's all correctly written, because this is not like the commands. So commands can be like capitalized, but when it comes to data, make sure that it's all correctly written. May need to double check it, and it seems fine. Cool. Now do values, because these are our values. These are the data we want to update. Now press on the enter key, so that way it can look a lot nicer, a lot cleaner, and we can read it a lot better. Okay, now first one will be for name. As you guys can see, it will follow this list. If the name was second, then we'll do the name second, and we'll do nationality first. Okay, so this one will be Jilly Bomb. A completely random name, and she is going to be British, and her birth year will be 1986. Does that seem good? I think it does. Now press on the comma, press on the enter key, and now you guys should be able to input some more data about someone else. So for this case, I will do more data about Rowling. J. K. Rowling, which is quite a popular writer. She made Harry Potter, if you guys didn't know that. She, I think, is an American. So she is an American, and she was born in 1975. Okay, so J.K. Rowling, she is an American, and she is from 1975. Now we're going to add in the comma. Now press on the enter key, and now you guys can do one more, or we can have like a whole list of information here. So now if you guys want to put down any more data, just press on the enter key, and now we should be able to enter more data. But you guys can add in as much as you want. But third one will be for last one, is now you guys probably know how to do it now. Okay, I'm going to call this one Fred DB. And he is going to be he's going to be an American. Right, and now he's going to be born in 2006. He's pretty young. I'm now going to end it, and hopefully it should be fine. We'll have an error check. Oh wait, I think I know where I'm wrong. Maybe it's because I don't need this end one. Yeah, okay, that's where I'm wrong, sorry. Okay, I was just wondering where I went wrong, and this is where I went wrong, was just I forgot that I added in an extra these thingy in. But obviously this video has been edited. Okay, so now what I will do, I'm going to insert a new data into the books. So it's very simple. It's the same thing as we did for authors, but now we want to insert some data into books. So now insert into books, and now what we want to enter into the books is going to be the title, the author ID, the publication year, and the price. Now this can be in any order, but we do have to follow the order when it comes to inputting the data. So if we do the author's ID first, then we're going to do the author's ID first. If we've done the title for second, we have to do the title second. But make sure that we do this in any order that we want to. So if you want to follow me, do this exactly as I do it. So do title, author's ID. So that's going to be the author's ID. Now I want to do the publication year. So when the book was published. Publication year. Now we can add in the price, and so on. So now we've got the title, we've got author's ID, we've got publication year, and we've got the price. If I have any more data that the guys want to add in, feel free to add it in. You just have to add it at the back of it, when it comes to inserting data. Now press on the enter key to make sure it looks very nice. And now the first book is from Julie Bomb, as you can see over here. Yeah, it's Julie Bomb. What book has she made? She has made a book about eating snails, because some people eat snails. Okay, so now we'll give it the author ID. So I'm going to set it as 1 because it's going to be Julie Bomb and she is first in the table for the authors. Now we can set up the publication year. So I'm going to set this one as being 2004. This one she has designed the book. The price will be £14.99 maybe. That seems like a good reasonable price for a book about eating snails. Okay, so that seems fine. We got the title, we got the author's ID, we got the publication year, and we got the price as well. Isn't this fantastic? Press on the enter key, and now from here we guys can insert another book for the author ID. We guys can create another value for the first person if we really wanted to. If you guys wanted to give him more books, but I want to give a new book to the second person. So he has created a book about eating ants. So he wants to eat ants, right? His one is second, and his ID is 2, because his name is j.coy.rolling, so is she. So she made a book about eating ants, and her year is 1987 when she wrote the book, and she was born in 1975. She got into the book industry very quickly. Okay, so now we can give it a price. So I'll give it like £20, £99. As you guys can see, £20. Now I'm going to go at the back of that line. I'm now going to add a comma. Now I want to add one more data to the third person. The third person has made a book about eating. I don't know. Where's a weird thing to eat? Eating dogs. So he likes to eat dogs. Something completely random, guys. Please don't send me hate. Okay, so now we've got the title, now we've got the author's ID, now we want to do a publication year. So for this one, we can, I made a mistake then on the eating ants. Okay, never mind, it's fine. Make sure that we don't have an extra 2 there. But apart from it, it's fine. Okay, now I'm going to set this one to being 2006, and now we can give it a price. So I'm going to give it a price of what should I give it a price of? I'm going to give it a price of £19.99. Okay, so once this is done, now I need the select column, unknown field, author's ID. Okay, so I guess it would just be author ID. And I made a mistake anyway on the eating ants. It's only supposed to show up the 2 once, so I made a mistake anyways. So I'm going to change this one back to author, and as you guys can see, query OK, 3 rows affected, records 3 duplicates 0, records 3 duplicates 0, and warning 0. If you guys want to be able to see the table that we have created, all you need to do just do select, adding this. This means show all the records from books, and now it should show up all of the data for the books. So we've got the book ID as the first one, eating snails, the author is 1, then we got the publication year, when it was made, and then we got the price as well. And now what we can also do is select from authors, and that should select all the data from the authors. So if you guys want to look at this, this means that the guy who created eating snails is called Julie Bomb, and he's British, and he is born from 1986. You guys can see from the books that the book ID is linked up to Julie Bomb, so the Julie Bomb has made a book about eating snails, and his ID is 1, and his publication year when it was released is 2004. Then we got a book from j.co.rowling. She made a book about eating ants, and her publication year is 1987, and her book is £20. Now we've got FredDB. He made a book about eating dogs for some random reason, and his publication year is 2006, and he sold his book for $20. So it's very simple to be able to view some of the data. If you guys only want to see a single data, for example, only the title, then all you guys need to do is to select title from books. And now guys will only see title. If you guys want to be able to see two data but not the entire table, then all you guys need to do select name, then do the nation, I don't think you need that in the comma, nationality, and now we'll do from authors, and now switch up the name, if I add in the comma, the name and the nationality. So we do select name and we do comma, then we do nationality from authors, and that should display the data for both the name of the author and its nationality. So for example, you guys can see that j.k.rowling is an American, FredDB is also an American, and you guys can also see all of that additional information about the authors that you guys have created. Now what you can now do is update information. So in order to update information, you need to go in and now you can click, we'll have to do update. And now we can give it to the database you want to update. For example, I may want to update the books. That's on the enter key. Now I can set price. So update the price variable to being, what's the price for the first one? It's £14. Well, it's £15 actually. So we want to change the price. That's because everyone loves eating snails, and it becomes one of the most popular books out there. I'm going to set it to be 36.99 £. That's on the comma key. That's on the enter key. And now we want to define what book ID we want to update. And now for one that we want to update is going to be the first one, because you want to update the price of eating snails. If you guys want to update the second one to change the price of eating ants, then you guys can do that. And if you guys want to add in the third one, then we can do that as well. We just need to have a different book ID. So for example, if you want to go for eating ants, make sure we select 2. If you want to go for eating dogs, make sure we select 3. But I want to do the first one, so my book ID is going to be 1. So now we just say where book ID equals to 1, and now end it. Books, update books, and it is books, isn't it? Yeah, it's books. So we've got set price. Okay, we don't have a comma there, that's why. Cool. That's amazing. So we've got update book, set price equals to £37, where book ID equals to 1. Now if we want to show if the data has been updated, do show books. Now actually we need to do select. Do that, so that way you show up all the data. I'll do from books. And now that should show up the updated price. Okay, that's amazing. Okay, so now what I want to do is to be able to show guys how I'll be able to delete data from the actual database. And in order to do this, what the guys need to do is select which data we want to delete. So for my case, I want to delete a book about eating dogs. because it has gotten so much hate. Because dogs are very cute creatures, I don't know who would eat them, so I want to delete that record. So to do this, what you need to do is to delete from books where author ID is equal to 3. Now in that semicolon, and I should delete the data. Now if we do the select star from books, and as you guys can see, there's now only 2 records because you have deleted this book. Now if you guys want to delete records from the author, it's basically the same thing. Only you do just do delete from authors where author ID is equal to 3. And that's semicolon. And now as you guys can see, it says query OK, 1 row affected. So now all you do is to do this command, which will allow us to select all of the data and to display the data. So we just do from books, so that way we can see all of the data from the books. And now as you guys can see, hold on, we want to do authors instead. If we change one to being authors, then as you guys can now see, there's only 2 records. So yeah, this is just the basics of using MySQL, and the reason why I love it is because it's just simple to use. It's in plain English, and it's just, you know, all you do to make a new database is just create database. After that, to create a new table, just do create table, and then you just enter all of the data we want, including the data type. Once we're done with data type, we just include something else. So we just do the so we just follow the basics of English language, and this is how easy it is. It's literally in plain English. So anyway guys, if you like this video, please put a like and please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.